Okay, we are live. Good to see everybody. I'm tired. It's 9:03 a.m. Pacific time here, daylight savings time. We lost an hour. We spring forward. And happy Pi Day to everybody. Thanks. That is correct, Tom. How is everybody doing? All right. Good to see a lot of you here already. We got, looks like 44 of you already watching. So welcome everybody. Got my coffee in my Lenovo mug here. Wait till everybody starts filing in. Kadeem Bascom, welcome. Glad you are able to check out the live stream. Good day, Mustafa. 11:30 in India. Welcome everybody from India. Mustafa, how are you? Good to see Suvik. And good morning to Handquake. Hope you're enjoying the daylight savings time. 9:04 in Pakistan. All right. Enjoying the music. All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? I dropped a video this morning. It's the ThinkBook 14S Yoga, and it's doing okay. Actually doing better than I thought. What's in the mug? It's coffee, my friend. It is coffee. All right. So I dropped that video this morning, and I went over that in the video, of course. What I liked about it was the expandable RAM. That was specifically what I liked. That stood out to me. I also like the fact that it comes in that limited edition Abyss Blue, although it is a major fingerprint magnet. You also can get it in mineral gray. And I also like the fact that not only can you expand the RAM, you can expand the SSD. There's a second slot to expand the SSD, which I love. especially in a thin and light laptop, portable, convertible. And that's not something we normally see anymore. So that's pretty interesting. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. I've got the 4 cameras working today. I got camera 1, as you can see here. Camera 2 is over here. Camera 3 is the overhead cam, and then you can see what we'll be talking about in a moment. And camera 4 is a side shot, all right? So make sure you're in the live chat. Make sure you don't spam the chat, of course. Make sure you don't repeat your questions. And if you do, you're going to get booted. And the other thing is make sure you're in live chat, not top chat. So if you switch the settings to live chat, you'll get everything pretty much in real time. Looking good, all right? Did I return the Asus? No, I still have it. I still have it. And we'll get a chance to look at it today if we have some time. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. All right, so what we have here is the ThinkPad X12 Detachable. And I'm loving it so far. To be honest, I wasn't expecting a lot out of this and pleasantly surprised. Now, you got to understand this is going to compete against something like a Surface Pro 7 Plus. Again, ThinkPad, you got Windows 10 Pro in this. Now, my unit has a Core i5 1130 G7. You can get it with a Core i7, of course. These are the lower wattage or lower powered Tiger Lake processors. We've seen it before. We saw it in the X1 Nano that I looked at. Now, we can compare the two in terms of size in a moment. But what we're looking at here is a full HD display, a 16:10 aspect ratio. Really beautiful display, by the way. Very, very nice keyboard. I love it. It's the ThinkPad keyboard that we know. And I like the fact that it's on a detachable, so it's pretty good. I like it in that way. It comes with a pen and it comes with a keyboard. So that to me is a big, big win, because if you watch the Surface products, if you see on the channel, you know that you have to pay extra for the pen and the keyboard, and that always, of course, adds up. This comes in the box, not cheap, of course. This is going to be over $1,000. I think I paid $1,200 maybe, or maybe a little over $1,000. I don't even remember. The starting price right now over at Lenovo.com, $1,100 for the Core i3. I think I paid $1,200 or so for the Core i7, but it comes with everything you need. And that legendary ThinkPad build quality, legendary ThinkPad keyboard on here. It's a backlit keyboard. It's actually really, really good. Now, I'm going to drop a video in the probably tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on, I did a lot of footage on it already, and I've been testing it. It's a bright display. I think this is rated at 400 nits. I got very close to that, and very color accurate as well, so it's very good. I like the pen so far. Everything is looking good. Battery life is looking decent as well. We'll get into that as well. Now, if you want to take a look at the build quality, it doesn't show too many fingerprints, and that's a big surprise. I thought maybe it might show more fingerprints like we've seen in a lot of these ThinkPads. Not this one, actually. The coating on this has been really good. It's a magnesium chassis, so you get that really good ThinkPad durability. It's Iris Xe graphics, as you can see from the sticker placement. The kickstand is very sturdy, by the way. I'm loving the kickstand, and you can go all the way down, as you can see there. This has optional LTE, which I love, wireless WAN, you know that. And that to me is great. I know you can get it with the Surface Pro 7 Plus. This is always an option with the ThinkPads, and I love that. Very sturdy hinge, like I said. And you can see it here. You can see how sturdy the hinge is. And you can go down as far as you can see here. So you get a pretty low profile there, and there you can see it. Now, the kickstand keyboard, or the keyboard, as you can see here, does go up on an angle if you want. And by the way, strong magnetic connection. And then you can see you can get that little typing angle, or you can lay it flat. It's up to you. Very comfortable to type on like this, and I'm liking it so far. Now, I'll test performance and everything, but what I want to show you is the webcam. Now, this has a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. Okay, it also has an 8 megapixel rear-facing camera. The front-facing camera can do 1440p video, and I'll show you in a moment what it looks like. And then the rear camera could do 1080p. It has an 8 megapixel camera, 1080p video. So hopefully we'll get better cameras on this. And let's take a quick look. I don't have the Surface Pro 7 here yet. So the 7 Plus, I'm hoping to get it. I reached out to Microsoft, and once again, I got crickets from them. So let's take a look at this. So I'm going to bring up the camera here, and the reason I'm doing it is just because people have been really bashing the cameras we've been seeing lately. So this is the 1440p camera, infrared camera, meaning you can log in with Windows Hello. You can sort of see it there. I'm off to the side, but you can get an idea. And not bad. Now, of course, I showed last week on the live stream what a great 1080p camera can do when Microsoft gets involved. So this is not too bad, but I don't know if it's quite as good as that 1080p. This is 1440p. So if I go to the settings here, and I can make sure, yeah, 1440p, 30 frames per second. Let me know what you think. Not bad, right? And we've gotten so, I mean, the cameras have been so bad lately that this is a breath of fresh air. To be honest with you, this is a breath of fresh air. Now the rear camera, and I'm going to show you my really messy studio if I show you the rear camera, but I don't care because it's all going to get straightened up today anyway. We're doing a major redesign, so we'll take a look at it. Let's switch cameras here. So this is the rear-facing camera. Now you're going to get my really messy back of my studio there, but just to give you an idea, let's turn it around and see the back of this. You can see that, and then here's the rear-facing camera. So trying to get it where you can see it without the lights in there. So you can see here, and it's not bad, right, Robert? Not bad. Good to see you, Robert. Good to see Duck Vision. Robert, Duck Vision. Apparently, the smaller devices, the better the camera gets. I think they're going after the Surface Pro 7 Plus with this. And then, again, front-facing 5 megapixel camera. Let's get an overhead look. Well, I don't know if that's a better... I'm just trying different things here. Yeah, it's almost better in this way. This is the only way I can show it to you. I could add the HDMI to this and then just show it to you, but we'll have to see. Now, this is a 12, I believe it's a 12 point, is it 12.3 screen? Let me just get to the specs here. It is a 12.3 Full HD Plus 1920 by 1280. So yes, 16:10 aspect ratio. Very, very nice. Performance is actually surprisingly good. Now, I've been getting good performance out of that X1 Nano that I showed. In fact, let me show you the Nano in terms of size. But impressive camera, I guess, compared to what we've been seeing so bad. It's going to compare very favorably, I think, to the Surface Pro 7. I like the keyboard on this better than the Surface Pro 7 or the 7 Plus. The keyboard on this is excellent, which if you watch my channel, you know I love ThinkPad keyboards. It's really good. And you can see the keys here. I'm going to zoom in here. Very good key travel, very comfortable. There's the track point. The weight is, and I'll tell you right now what the weight is. With the keyboard, and I'll tell you without the keyboard. Tablet only, 760 grams or 1.67 pounds. So there you go for the tablet only. But then when you add the keyboard into it, you get it with the keyboard, 1.1 kilograms or 2.4 pounds. Not bad. With the keyboard alone, you're looking at 340 grams or 0.75 pounds. So there you go. Let me zoom out. Now the pen is working really well. Now it does use one quadruple A battery. And let's take a look at this pen. If I can get it in focus. There it is. Oops. And there's the pen. And as you can see, the pen stores on the keyboard. There's a little loop here. Doesn't stick magnetically to the side. I tried. Just doesn't do it. Nope. You have to use the loop. So a little bit of a negative when you compare it to something like a Surface Pro 7, which does stick pretty securely magnetically. All right. This is using Windows 10 Pro. Windows 10 Pro. People, we only have 41 likes. What's going on here? I see we have, how many people are watching? 81 people watching and only 41 likes. What's going on, people? What's going on? Trackpad's good. Does it have a rubberized feel like the ThinkPad? It's doing a great job not showing fingerprints. And that's been surprisingly good, not showing the fingerprints. Really good. I love the coating they're using on this. This has been good. So really, really good. All right, we're starting to get it up here. 59 likes. Please, people, come on. Let's go. New person to the channel. Nice. Good to see you. Pen clicks to the right side of the device. They showed it in a demo. So does it? Let me take a look. Maybe I just got it, people. So bear with me. So the right side. So let's get to the, let's put it in stand. Let's get the, so if it sticks magnetically to the right side, it would have to be on this side. It's not magnetic. I don't know what they were showing because I'm not being, maybe I'm doing something wrong. So I'll have to look at that demo. But I don't see how it sticks there. And I think that's one of the reasons you're getting this loop here. There you go. So it starts at about $1,100. I think I paid over $1,200 for this, but it does come with the pen. It does come with the keyboard. And I'll tell you what, I've been grabbing it the last 24 hours, loving it so far. I'm really, really impressed with the build on this. And I don't know what's going on here. So I'm liking it. Now the display, now look at the bezels. They are a little bit thick, I would guess, but nothing worse than the Surface Pro 7. In fact, they're probably a little bit thinner. Not quite like the Surface Pro X. And I'm going to do a follow-up on the Surface Pro X this week. I got a really good used one for about $500. So I want to really show you what you can get when you buy something renewed or something pre-owned. So stay tuned. Just an FYI, several months ago, I purchased several quadruple A rechargeable batteries on Amazon. Yeah, they last pretty long. Again, it depends on how long you use it, how much you use it, rather. So not too bad. I do prefer the rechargeable ones we've been seeing with the USB-C, but this is fine. It works good. Battery life, I'm still testing. Now, it does have, I believe, a 41 watt-hour battery. And I'm seeing about at least 8 hours, maybe more. Again, 24 hours in, I still have to do more testing. But not bad in terms of the battery life. No backlit keys? No, this is backlit. Let me show you. See? That's one level. That's the highest level. So two-stage backlight. And I don't know if you can really get you can't really tell overhead, but you can definitely tell here. So function, spacebar, that's off. First level, second level backlight. Now, I don't see an area. There's no, okay, so a couple of compromises here. I don't know if we can upgrade the storage on this. There's no micro SD card slot. There's optional wireless WAN or LTE, and that's, or 5G, I believe, and that is on the side here. And let me show you real quick. Let me, it's got Thunderbolt 4. And there's the SIM tray for the nano SIM. So, which I love. I love the fact that you can get this with LTE, and especially with a portable device like this. That to me is great. Yes, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, or is it 5? Let's see. But it is Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, optional wireless WAN, LTE, 4G, Cat9, not 5G, 4G, Cat9. For those wondering, not a big deal because 5G is very spotty at best so far here, at least in the US. You're looking at about $1,100 for the Core i3, about $1,200 for the Core i5, and it goes up from there. Let's take a look at some of the other pricing. So Core i7, you're looking at, let's scroll over here. I'm at the Lenovo website, and when I'm done, I'll put the link. You're looking at all the way up to about $1,600 or $1,700, depending on the storage configuration and on the memory configuration. Now, my unit has 8 gigabytes of LPDDR4X RAM. It's the 4267 megahertz RAM, and so it goes up to 16. I don't believe you can open this up or expand it. Like any other 2-in-1 detachable, that's pretty much what you're going to get. Like any Surface type device, it's just a matter of how you balance it. I don't find it too comfortable to use it on a lap. That's more of a laptop terrain. This is more for on a table, I think, or using it as a tablet. Now, the magnetic connection is very, very good. The hinge is very sturdy, and it's been very responsive. Here you can see it here. And you can see it here. Again, it's not showing too many fingerprints, which has been great. That's what I've been so surprised about. Usually this black shows a lot of fingerprints, but there it is without the keyboard. You can put it down as far as that. That's as far down as it goes. So you can angle it pretty much to the perfect position each and every time. So very, very handy. And then, of course, very sturdy magnet. See, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It is Tiger Lake. It is Tiger Lake, and it's the lower powered Tiger Lake. So you're looking at the 1130 G7 Core i5 as opposed to 1135 G7. You won't be able to get quite as much performance out of it as you would a traditional Tiger Lake, but this is more of a mobile processor, I guess, and therefore you're not going to be doing heavy-duty video editing on it, but this is a great grab-and-go device. It's great for taking notes in a classroom or in a meeting. It's also easy to carry around, and it's very durable, and it really looks good. I like this magnesium chassis on it, and I'm a big ThinkPad fan, so take it for what it's worth. I don't have a Surface Pro 7. Or 7 Plus. I did review the Surface Pro 7. Check it out on my channel. It is one of the best webcams I've seen on any portable device. I showed you a little bit of last week. In fact, I can show you a little bit now of what a good webcam can be. Now, this is the review. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. So I looked at this last week, and again, I reviewed this already. This is the Surface Pro 7, and you can see the display here, and you can see really thicker bezels than this, and we'll show this again in a moment, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what you're dealing with, because the Surface Pro 7 Plus is pretty much the same as this in terms of the look. Let me try to get to the webcam, because here it is. So this is what a good webcam looks like, people. So this is 1080p. And so I'm very happy with the quality. I mean, that's just terrific job by Microsoft. That's, that looks really, really good. A terrific job by Microsoft. So I like the Surface Pro 7. And there it is with the keyboard case and pen. That has the Alcantara on it and so forth. So really, really good stuff. Tab S7 Plus is Samsung Android. That is correct, Handquake. I'm sure you're telling that to somebody. I don't hear any fan noise on this, and I don't know if it has a fan. It might be totally fanless. I don't know, but so far I have not heard it. I looked to see if it had some sort of fan noise. So far, I have not detected any. That doesn't mean there isn't a fan or two fans, but so far it's been silent and very cool. One of the benefits, I think, of that low-powered Tiger Lake processor. This is rated, I believe, at 400 nits. I got very close. I think I got about 390 on my testing, but I got to do some more testing on it. You're looking at 100% coverage of the color gamut. So this is one of its competitors, of course, the Surface Pro 7, and of course the more recently released Surface Pro 7 Plus. So that's where we are right now. Let's take a quick check to see where we are. 81 of you watching. Hello, everybody. It's Andrew. Hit that thumbs up, people, to get the algorithm going here, spread out over YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Memberships are open. Super stickers, super chats are open. All that helps to contribute towards the channel, helps me get these devices. Now, speaking of which, I bought this, okay? Lenovo did not send this to me. And I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. What I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start buying more of these devices. I don't want to rely on them, especially right now. So I bought this. I bought the Asus ZenBook Duo, which I recently released on the channel. So check it out. If we have some time, we'll talk more about that. I'm really liking that one, by the way. And so I went out of pocket. So I'm going to need your help in terms of support. Anything in terms of watch time, of course, thumbs up. Memberships, super stickers, super chats, that all helps. Okay, so you don't have to, but it certainly helps during this really slow time right now in tech, at least for me, because I think people are really down on Intel. And what I'm going to start doing going forward, I'm going to do less. I'm going to say no a lot more to the brands, and I'm going to be very choosy as far as what I'm going to review, because if I'm going to put my own money, if I'm going to buy this stuff or they're not sending me the stuff that I think I should be reviewing, then I'm going to have to pivot and just redirect things, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to say yes to everything. I think I did that too much and got a bit overwhelmed. And so I don't want to disappoint anybody in terms of the brands. I don't want to disappoint anybody in terms of the audience. But I'm going to start being very picky as to what I'm going to review. And I'm going to really go hands-on with it. And therefore, that's the way it's going to be going forward. So what I already have, I have this one here. I'm going to do this video. Then I'm going to do, I think, one more, but I don't know if that's coming this week. I'll have to see. But then I'm going to start taking less Intel stuff for now, because people, they're just not getting, it's not getting the views on the channel, and I'm pretty sure it's people are down on Intel right now. So unless there's something really good offered to me, then I'm going to agree to do it. But if it's just more of the same, then I'm just going to be more picky and start saying no. And I love working with the brands, don't get me wrong. But I went out of pocket for this one. I was not offered this by Lenovo in terms to review. But I feel better even in a lot of ways buying it for the channel. I use the funds I make from the channel to buy this stuff. So that's why I need your help. But I also feel less pressure time-wise. I feel less pressure in general. Not that I have to give them any copy approval, because I don't, but I just feel like it's a better fit for now. And just because of the interest in Intel right now is so low, I want to start making better videos and just being more choosy. Well, I don't want to say choosy. I want to say more discerning in terms of what I'm going to review on the channel. So just wanted to let you know that's the way I'm going to go on that. Let me know what you think. You think that's something that's a smart move, William? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. So we'll see how that all will work out. So the Delta E score, lower the better. I've seen under 1. Anything under 1 is fantastic. Under 2 is very good. So this actually did very well. I think this is about 1.2, 1.3. So it's been very good. You can get unique laptops. They're not sending other viewers. You know, I don't know what's going on. I'm not, first of all, the interest has been low, Duck Vision. The interest has been low lately. So I don't know. I think it's a lot to do with Intel, and a lot of the stuff that they sent me was Intel. I haven't really, my videos are what they are. Whether you watch it or not, that's up to everybody. Everybody's free to watch. But I'm not going to be saying yes to everything that's sent to me. I'm just going to start being more discerning, more picky as far as what I want to review for the channel. And I think it's going to be for the better overall health of the channel. I think that's a better move. But yeah, I mean, unique. I always do unique stuff, you know that. But I'm not just doing more of the same. That's not going to happen going forward. So just want to let everybody know. I do AMD. I do AMD. They're very hard to get. I do AMD. So, but even I got the Slim 7 Pro prototype. I got 23,000 views on that, on the unboxing. And then I think I got less than 10,000 on the review. So not, and I get 100,000, 200,000 views on videos. That's considered good. So that tells me there's no interest in it, even with AMD. I don't think it's me, but I could be wrong. Got somebody at the door. That's why you're hearing the doorbell going on right now. But yeah, I mean that's where we are. Even the AMD that I did, very surprisingly low. Very surprisingly low. And I think it's also right now people are struggling financially. I think they're not looking at buying big ticket items. I have to ban somebody right now. It's already done. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. All right. But I think this is the right direction. I think I think it's the right direction for the channel, and I think it's going to be better. I think we're going to get better videos, and I think we're going to get more interesting stuff. Instead of me just saying yes to the brands, I'm going to start saying no a lot more often. And it's not anything to them. It's just that for the overall health of the channel, I think it's going to be better. PK says, I love Intel processors. I've shared the hyperlink to your videos via Twitter. And I thank that. And by the way, I thank everybody that, of course, shares and likes the videos and contributes in that way. And that's been fantastic. Thank you, PK. Yeah. And so that's the other thing. I need your help. I need your help spreading out this stuff. This takes a lot of time. And obviously, it takes a lot of money. This cost $1,200 that I took from the revenue from the channel to do this. I bought the Asus ZenBook Duo, and let me bring that onto the table. And this shows a lot more fingerprints, as you can see. Let me look at that. So I went out of pocket for this one about $1,400 with tax. This may be going back because I can't afford to keep them all. But what can I tell you? I reached out to Asus, and they said that they don't have any to send me, so I went out and got it. But you know what? It did okay. The video, not great. Not great. It has a secondary display. And I like this display, by the way. I like to be able to watch videos on it and so forth. You could switch between the two here. Let's go to YouTube. And we can go to that video even. But and I got to tell you, it's pretty interesting having a secondary display. I don't want to play somebody else's video and they get some kind of strike or something, but I can switch this. I can switch this to this bottom display. I mean, is it gimmicky? I guess you want to call it that. I don't think so. I think it has utility. And let me turn this down. Not bad speakers, actually, on that. Not bad. But, there you go. The keys on the Asus, and according to William, the keys on the Asus seem to be closer together because the trackpad's on the right. Yeah, I'm a lefty, by the way. So, I like this. I like it, but again, not ideal. But I understand why they did it because of the secondary display. And Jeff, yeah, you thought that it would be gimmicky. Me too. But my video showed it was really useful. It is more useful than I thought, and I like the fact that it now you get this elevated angle now. So when you open it up, you can see it here. Oops. You can see it here. It gives a raised viewing angle. That's something new from the 481 from last year. You know what? I don't know, Kadeem, if that's financially feasible for them to make two different ones. I guess they could. It could be an option, but I don't know. I mean, they went with what they went with. Now, this you're just seeing this is from the camera. This is not flashing in real life. That's because of the camera in the studio. So ignore that if you think it's what you're going to get. It looks perfectly fine in real world usage. So if those who didn't check it out, it's on my channel. Why doesn't anyone review Dell laptops other than the XPS and the Ultrabook category? I think Dell Inspiron. I would ask Dell that. I would love to review it. I just haven't been offered that, so I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to talk to their marketing team. Yeah, there are more. I'm discriminated against because I'm a lefty. There are more righties than lefties, of course, but that still doesn't mean that this is a good position. I mean, it works fine. Don't get me wrong. I got used to it. It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker, but it would be interesting to see that. Now, they could make that's a possibility. They could make a full touchscreen keyboard, and then you could put it anywhere, I guess. This could be virtualized. But you know what? This is what we have right now, and more useful than I thought. More useful than I thought. I've been finding myself using that while doing other things on the main display. And I found this key really, really handy, just going from one to the other. See, you can switch between the two displays, and I like that. So that's pretty much what we got here. Let me see if there's any other questions here. We got 80 of you watching. All right. All right, Robert says, looks good. I think multitasking on this would be good, especially when traveling with no external monitors. Does look useful? I agree. I think it is useful, Robert. I definitely think there is some utility. Now, there is a pen, and this is the pen, and it doesn't stick magnetically or anything, but it does work on both the and I'm lefty, but I'll use my right hand here. You can use it on both the main display and on the secondary display. So there's the pen on that one as well. So there you go. It's right over there, actually. Let me show it to you. I can't really show it to you. I'm almost done with it with my Mac Mini. So that curved 38-inch or 37, I don't remember what it is, but it's the one that was announced at CES 2021 from Dell. I will have that with the Mac Mini, and I'll have a separate video for that as well. So stay tuned for that. All right, 86 likes. Let's get to 100 people. Come on. We're already at 38 minutes. We only have 86 likes, 76 people watching. Come on. All right. How's everybody doing? It's now, what time? It's 9:39 a.m. Pacific time. We are adjusting to the daylight savings time, so I'm a little bit tired as a result. So we'll see what happens on that. All right. Just looking for other questions while we take a look. Now, I want to show you, let me bring this down for a moment. Let me show you what the size is on that X12. So just to give you an idea of size, this is the X1 Nano. Now, one thing you notice here on the Nano, it does attract more fingerprints as I'm wiping it down. And then you can see footprint-wise, you can see the difference between the two. Very similar, actually. They're both 16 to 10 devices. So when you open this up, you can see the difference. There's the Lenovo booting up. Both are with the same processor. This is the Core i7 1160 G5 on this one, Core i7. I did show you the Core i5 version of that, but now I have the Core i7. This is the Core i5 1130 G7 for those that are wondering. Okay. Yeah, it has a kickstand. It's detachable, so it's going to have a kickstand. Keyboards are pretty interesting. They're very similar. Let me bring it down a little bit. Let me put it flat so you can get a full extension on it. Very similar layout, actually. You got the fingerprint scanner in the same place. You got pretty much the same key layout. So yeah, a little bit similarity. There's a lot of similarities there. And that's been pretty good. What are my thoughts on the right to repair? You should have your right to repair. I'm an advocate for the consumer, as if you probably watch my channel, you know that. So yeah, I think you definitely should be able to repair. I know Apple doesn't agree, but that's, Apple's thing. Sound has been good, not great. I was hoping for a little bit better sound on the X12, not terrible. This one, a little bit better. This has quad speakers, this has 2 speakers. Very similar, although when you're on a raised typing angle, you do feel a little bit more vibration, which is only natural on a 2-in-1 detachable. This is obviously on the deck itself, so you should be fine when typing. But typing, Robert, very, very satisfying on both. Good key travel, a little bit shallow on this one, same on here, but again, these are very portable devices. All right, 77 watching. All right. Any other questions, people? Anything else you want to see? Now, I also have the ThinkBook here if you want me to bring that out, but I just released a video this morning. For those that are joining late, I did release the ThinkBook 14S Yoga this morning in the limited edition Abyss Blue. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, please do so. I like it. I like its expandability. I like the fact that you can have up to 40 gigabytes of RAM on that, which is great. Very cool, very quiet. Now, I did say that they were very conservative in the approach. Keep in mind, my review unit is a Core i5. They do have a Core i7 version. And I don't know what happens if you do fill up that RAM slot with a maximum amount of RAM. I'm sure, obviously, performance will be enhanced. You'll get better performance. Even with the Core i5, I noticed that they went with a very conservative approach for keeping that laptop very cool and very quiet. And that's one of the things people want, especially small to medium businesses. If you're in a meeting, you don't want those fans ramping up. You don't want a loud laptop, and you don't want it hot. So they accomplished that. And for everyday tasks, Microsoft Office, email, web browsing, you're perfectly fine. It depends on people. He's talking about the track point. Do people still use it? They do. I like it, but it's just a matter of personal preference. Their ThinkPads are known for that. I don't think they're going to change it anytime soon. All right, and you don't like the scrolling on the bottom? Yeah, let me know what you think. Again, I could just take it off. Not a big deal. I just want to let everybody know what's going on. There you go. Take it off. Doesn't bother me, but bothers you, I could take it off. Yeah, some people like it, Jin. Absolutely. Well, at least we got to 103 likes. All right. So, a few people that joined us late, this is the X12 Detachable that's just been released by Lenovo. Next to it is the X1 Nano. And for those that didn't see this review, check it out. It's good. If they send that to me, I will definitely do it. But again, I'm going to be very discerning as far as what I'm reviewing going forward. I'm not going to be taking everything that's offered at this point. It's just not good for the overall health of the channel. It's not good for my overall health. Time-wise, I do have a full-time job, so I have to be very discerning as far as what I'm going to review and very calculated. iPad Pro versus the X12. I have the 12.9 inch iPad Pro, but it's a 3rd gen. I have it here. I could do a video on that, so maybe we can take a look at that in an upcoming video. We'll see. Can't wait to see the Vio Z. Where is that? I'm surprised they didn't reach out to me this year. I usually get I don't know where the comment is, but I know Wayne Ma asked that. The Vio Z, I would love to do it. I usually get them. This year I didn't, so they didn't give me one. So that's okay. Again, I'm going to be very discerning as what I'm going to get to review. And I don't expect, I didn't get a lot of views when I did the Vio Zs the last couple of years. How do you pick what laptop to review? What's my criteria? I look to see what I like. Maybe that's the problem. And then I look to see what searches and on Google, what's the popularity of the device, how relevant is the device. A lot of things go into that. And then how much is the device? And am I going to be able to get a review unit if I can't? I think I would prefer just to buy these devices rather than get the review units, only because it's less pressure on me to get the reviews out. Not that they're getting copy approval, because they don't, but I still feel the pressure. I have limited time with these review units. Sometimes I only get about 2 weeks, maybe less. So that's also an issue. I'd like to be able to take my time with that. So there you go. Yeah, it's 2 full-time jobs, basically. So that's why, William, I have to be very careful going forward, because the channel's doing okay. You know, we're still growing, not quite the rate we were growing before, and I think there's a lot of factors that go into that, but we're growing, and we're about to approach 110,000 subscribers, and I'm going to hit 22 million views, so that's quite an accomplishment in itself. But I got my silver play button back there. But the bottom line is, going forward, I noticed the last 4 or 5 months, Intel took a big hit. And if I got a lot of products from devices that are Intel-based, hurts my channel, because people are down on Intel. They're either looking at Apple or AMD. And I think the economy has a lot to play into this. People are out of jobs right now. They're not looking to buy $2,000–$3,000 laptops. They're not looking to blow the bank on that. They need to put food on the table. So I have to be cognizant of that. And so going forward, again, I'm going to be very, very careful as to what I'm going to be reviewing. Hey, Fly Guy, good to see you. I'm glad you made the live stream. I know you've been catching the replay, so I'm glad you made it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do more members-only stuff. I'm going to start doing that. So if you're not a member, I would do it now. Be part of that. I'm going to have some exclusive stuff coming up this week. I'm also going to do more in-depth stuff, follow-up stuff, stuff like that. I think that's going to be better for the overall health of the channel. Instead of just saying yes to everything that is offered to me, and I get offered stuff every day, a lot of stuff, I'm going to say a lot less. I'm going to say no to a lot of the Intel stuff going forward until they could make some inroads. Unless it's a really important device, of course, I will still review it. You know, and again, iPad Pro 16, iPad Pro 5 Pro, I don't have it. And I don't know anybody who has it. So you're asking me to review it. I don't have it. I don't have it. Yeah, and I agree, Fly Guy. I did a lot of soul searching on the channel this past week, and I think the direction we're going to go in is going to be a very different direction. I'm going to do less reviews, and I'm going to do better quality videos. I'm going to step it up even more. So I think that's going to be Yeah, Jeff, definitely Intel people are soured on Intel. They just rested on the laurels. I called this, and I called it 6 months ago, a year ago even. I was saying, what's going on with Intel? And I saw AMD rising in the ranks with their Ryzen series. The 4000 series exploded. And Apple came to the game with an M1 ARM chip, and that exploded as well. And so there you go. That's what is happening right now. People only want to see, and I have my Mac Mini M1. And by the way, the Mac Mini M1, I'm working on a video, should be released in about 1 or 2 days. Hopefully I'm almost done with it. With that Dell curved display, it's really beautiful. I can't use the M1 to replace this. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a spoiler. And the reason I can't use the M1 to replace this is because I use Final Cut Pro, and certain plugins for graphics that I use that are very important to me don't work with the M1 chip, at least not yet. So that has been a big deal breaker for me. And that was a surprise. I didn't expect that. So while the performance of that $700 Mac Mini M1 was good, it couldn't do what I can do on this. And this is a much more expensive MacBook Pro 16. That outdid it in a lot of ways. The M1 outdid it in a lot of ways, but certain things are not compatible with this that I absolutely have to have as a video editor on this channel. So unfortunately, I cannot replace this with this iteration with the Mac Mini M1. I'm going to have to stick with an Intel-based laptop here, MacBook Pro 16, simply because we cannot be limited in that way. Those graphics are very important to me. I spent a lot of money investing in that, and it's part of the channel. So you won't have that if I went to that Mac Mini right now. Now, that not to say that the developers of these extensions of these Final Cut Pro plugins are not going to update. They have been updating it, but it's been slow, and I understand it's hard to do that financially for these smaller companies. So there you go. Intel has been sleeping since Sandy Bridge. Yeah, they've really dropped the ball. And I saw an overall, anytime I do an Intel laptop like these, I'm not getting the views like I was getting before. I'm not getting the excitement. And you can see it here. We have 91 of you watching, which is great, but I would have 300-400 on a good day with good Intel in their heyday, you know, on a live stream. So that's just very telling. Now, do I like the Tiger Lake with the XE graphics? I do. I think the XE graphics are excellent, but it was maybe a little too late for them. I can't, if it works for you, why switch? And I can't switch. I would love to. Again, why would I switch to begin with? Of course, big difference, $700, $3,100 for this, okay? Big financial difference. However, if I can't get the job done with the Mac Mini M1 back there, then there's no point in even trying. Now, having said that, most people are not doing the high-end video editing that I'm doing. They'll be perfectly fine with that Mac Mini M1, the entry level, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigs of SSD storage. I went with the cheapest one you can go with a student discount. I think it was $679. And you know what? For everyday people, it's great. It outperforms this in a lot of ways. But if I don't have the compatibility, if I can't do the things I need to do as far as a video editor for this channel, then it doesn't pay. Now, as far as everything else, I'm going to stick with this for now. Now, with the M1X that's coming out, that next level chip that Apple is going to develop for this upcoming year, if that changes things, we'll revisit it at that time. But again, those plugins for Final Cut Pro, very specific to me. Now, you can't connect to an external GPU. You can't do some things. There are going to be some compatibility issues, and that to me was the biggest deal breaker so far. Thank you, PK. How is the pen working with the Lenovo Detachable? It's working good. It's working good. It's very sensitive. I think it's the, I don't remember the technology on this one. I don't think it's Wacom. I think it's N-Trig maybe. I don't know, the MPP 2.0 protocol, because, well, this doesn't have a touchscreen, but this, you could see it here. It's pretty responsive. I'm not an artist, but again, it would be nice to have it as rechargeable. This is not rechargeable, but you get the battery included, and they last pretty long, depending on your usage, of course. So James J says, not enough improvement, and their die didn't shrink like almost literally every other silicon. Yeah, they got stuck on 10 nanometers. Intel was like, we are the top. Why fix it if it ain't broke? Well, it is broke now. And again, for those joining us late, one of the reasons I'm going to move away from doing as many Intel-based laptops in terms of reviews is because they're more of the same. Everything that they're producing right now is more of the same. I'm not seeing the innovation from them. I'm not seeing the interesting part of them, and there's nothing that's exciting people right now. And that's scary for the channel, because I do a lot of Intel-based stuff. I do AMD, I do Apple, but this is important to me. Andrew, give it a try on an app like Microsoft Whiteboard if possible. I will, right? Not right now, not at this moment. I'll show you in a moment, but I'm just still talking about this, so please bear with me, Kasara. Intel has too much cash in the bank, in their checking account. Not good. I don't know if they have that much cash anymore. They really took a dip. They took a hit in the market. They're still the market share leader by far. Let's not kid ourselves. They still are by far the market share leader, but it has been, the gap has been closed a bit. The gap has been closed. But we don't note that Intel, even with 10 nanometers, is giving pretty good performance with the M1 giving with a 5 nanometer. Right, so they're stuck on this 10 nanometer chip. Apple's at 5, AMD's at 7. So it tells you everything you need to know. They did become complacent, Fly Guy, that's for sure. So that's where we are in terms of Intel, and I think it directly relates to my channel because I get offered so many Intel-based laptops. Yeah, and we're going to see what the M1X chip has to offer. And so far, that M1 chip on the Mac Mini that I have here, again, video coming this week, has been great. It just doesn't work for me only because it doesn't have the compatibility for those plugins for Final Cut Pro that I need. Without that, it's just a non-starter for me. So, but I love the performance, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm probably going to just keep it to give to my son. But I'm looking forward to what the M1X has to offer for sure. For sure. Apple's trash, from the price to the arguments of Louis Rossmann to the stupid closed ecosystem to the ignorance of the average user. I just can't stand it. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way, but for the majority don't, I guess. They speak with their wallets, right? And I've been an advocate for upgradability. I've been an advocate for people to have the right to repair. That's me, but Apple doesn't feel that way, so there you go. Why do I wear headphones right now? I'm monitoring the audio. That's why. And plus, I have sound effects here, like if I do this. And I can hear it. Otherwise, I won't be able to hear it. I won't know what's going on. I need to be able to monitor the audio. I don't have I'm the producer, the director, and the star. So there you go. Kasara says, in his opinion, I think Apple will just correct the problems they have with the M1 on the M1X. I don't know. It depends on how these developers update their compatibility issues with this new chipset. So as time goes on, that won't be an issue. They'll get those plugins fixed, and I will be able to use an M1-based chipset for my work. But right now, I just can't do it. That's the bottom line. At least after the M1 has arrived, now the case has changed a bit. Yeah, so the M1 got released by Apple this past year. AMD released their Ryzen 4000 series. We're now in the 5000 series. That took everything by storm. And then I think Intel really, a combination of things. They rested on their laurel. They got complacent. They rested on laurels, got complacent, and then they didn't innovate. And they got stuck on that 10 nanometer chip. They were too hot, the chips, and they couldn't get them cooler. And Apple decided to do their own thing. AMD has made a lot of strides in performance, efficiency, and that's where we are right now. Andrew, production is Apple's vertical integration method. Yeah, that's right, Victor. All right. Have you received any information on the Intel H45 11th Gen 6 and 8 core chips? Not yet. Not yet. I don't have anything yet with that, but we should be starting to see them soon. Intel's still the market leader. Their hit hard times, but they're still the market leader. That's the numbers. So, all right. Well, it's been an interesting live stream this morning. We got a good 80 of you watching right now. Thank you for everybody joining me today. And Intel owns the intellectual property for Thunderbolt, and there you go. Oh, no, Robert. Thank you. Look at Robert once again with the super chat. $49.99. Thank you, Robert. Totally unnecessary, but appreciated as usual. So that's what I wanted to tell everybody. I wanted to say, going forward, less Intel, I think. I'm going to say no to a lot of offers, to reviews. If it's more of the same, I'm not doing it. I'm going to do more AMD stuff. I'm going to do more Apple stuff. And more tech stuff. But again, it's hard to branch out now with the YouTube algorithm the way it is. Even when I did a desktop, I got trashed. So it got buried. So there you go. And that's the other thing. Some people want Linux support on this stuff. You can't run Windows the way it is right now. That may change down the road with some virtual software parallels or the other one. But the bottom line is there are some limitations that people need to talk about. And I hit it head on with that Mac Mini M1. I tried to say, well, I'm going to try to replace my $3,100 MacBook Pro with a $699 M1 Mac Mini. And I couldn't do it simply because of compatibility issues. I would love to do it, but right now it's not going to be in the cards. So that's where we are right now. I've been looking for this, Kadeem. I've been waiting for the Flex 2 to be available to order. I haven't been able to get it. I know they pre-ordered it. I think the pre-orders were open in the UK, as far as I know. But other than that, I don't know if anybody's ever gotten one. I know that Samsung released a couple of videos already, and on unboxing them and so forth, but I don't know if they've seeded it in any reviewers. I don't usually get stuff from Samsung, so I'd have to go out of pocket for that. But I will as soon as I can order one. And of course, I'm not day one on a lot of this stuff, and that's the other issue. People are asking me, well, why don't I review the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Titanium Yoga? That's because I didn't get a review unit. They sent it to other people, not me. And that's fine. Lenovo has been great to me, but they choose to send it to who they want to send it to. And I asked them, and I never heard back from them regarding that. But that's fine. That's fine. I went out and I bought this one, the X12. I wanted to have that. I wanted to test out a Surface Pro 7 competitor or a Surface Pro 7 Plus. I did reach out to Microsoft to see if I can get a 7 Plus to compare these two, and I have not heard back from them at all. So I don't anticipate hearing back from them either. So they're getting ready for their Surface Laptop 4 release, which should be coming very soon, probably in April, from what I'm hearing. So they're getting ready for that. I don't expect to get that either, but that's going to have an AMD processor, although it will be the 4000 series from what I'm hearing. So there you go. I don't love Apple's closed ecosystem. I've said that in the past. People know that. That's why I've been resistant to go all in on Apple. I just don't like to be closed in, and it limits your compatibility. It limits your expandability in terms of RAM, or rather storage. And it really does limit you in terms of what you can get. And I'm just not sold on that closed ecosystem framework. So Jeff is saying maybe the silicon shortage is affecting supplies that can be sent to reviewers. Yeah, it's a lot of factors, and so I have to be able to I have to show you stuff, right? I have to be able to get you products to show you. So if I have to go out of pocket, I will. That means I'm going to lose my bottom line on this. It's going to take away, but that's fine. I'd rather reinvest it in the channel. But if I'm not getting the views, if I'm buying this stuff, right? I'm spending $2,500 or whatever. Let's see, I spent. This one was a review unit, but this one was about $1,200, say, and then another $1,400 for the Asus. That's $2,600 out of pocket from the revenue I make from the channel. So that means I'm not making any money if I have to get this. And then if the views are not good, and they're not good because of whatever reason, then I'm not going to be able to sustain that business model. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to have to change things around, and I'm going to be more discerning, and I'm going to make different kinds of more intense videos with better quality, and just pick and choose which products I do. It may not be as many reviews, and I think that's what my problem was. I said yes to pretty much, or to too many things that I should have just said, you know what, it's more of the same. It's more of the same. I'm glad you agree, Fly Guy, because I gave it a lot of thought. Yeah, I'm going to do a full review of it. It didn't do great. It got maybe 4,000 views. Did better than when it started, but again, less interest in something like that with the Duo, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Not everybody wants a secondary display, and a lot of people don't want an Intel-based system right now. That's just the way it is. But I have some Mac stuff coming up. I have my experiment with the Mac M1, Mac Mini. It couldn't, now I can tell you right now, it couldn't replace it, but it did very well in a lot of ways. So we'll talk more about that in that upcoming video this week. So it's not good of me. I'm not doing this out of charity. I'm doing this to make a better channel. And sometimes that doesn't work and I lose money. So if people are not watching, I'm not doing this to be a nice guy. I'm doing this, I love to be a nice guy, but I'm doing this on a business model that has to work. So if I'm spending $2,600 for a laptop or 2 laptops, whatever it is, and I'm getting maybe 5,000 views a piece that make maybe $100 a piece, maybe, I don't know. That's losing money, and that doesn't make any sense. I'm not getting the views because of the interest in the Intel-based laptops are not there right now. So yeah, I do recoup some of it, but I do sometimes at a loss. So I don't love to go down that route. And sometimes I like to do long-term reviews. And I like to be able to bring on a live stream and compare like different laptops, as you can see here. So that's where the balance is. How much out of pocket can I go versus what's entertaining, what's interesting, how can I tell the story in the right way long-term. So what's the long-term health of the channel? We're trying to figure that out right now. But thank you, Robert. I mean, you're one of the most generous, if the most generous member of the channel, and I really appreciate it. And people like you and people that come every week to the live stream are definitely one of the reasons why I get up in the morning to do this on my day off on a Sunday, because I love this stuff. I love to review tech. But the bottom line becomes is if it doesn't make financial sense, then I'm going to have to change things up. And that's where we are right now. So Martin says he wouldn't mind a Intel in his laptop as long as it is 11th gen. I think it competes with the Ryzen's, and it does. I've showed the numbers. But that doesn't mean that people don't have a negative image. And by the way, that's on Intel. They had a chance to do a PR campaign, and they blew it. What they did was they seeded all these reviewers, tech journalists, I say that very loosely, of course, and they gave them MacBook Pros that their competitor, their competitor's chip is in that. And what did it show? It didn't show anything. Just showed that people like the M1 right now. It has better performance, sheer numbers wise. It blows it out of the water. So just a terrible PR campaign. I've mentioned that before. I'm not really sure why they did that approach. I was never approached by them. That's fine. But, other influencers or whatever, they wrote up articles on it. And what a stupid PR move that was. Whoever did that should be fired from a marketing standpoint. Studio tour. Yeah, that's going to be on the cards. It's so messy right now. I got to get everything. I'm going to IKEA after this. So I got stuff I got to buy for the studio. That's a very good statement here by Deepak. Life is a balance between passion and business. And it's absolutely true. I'm not, again, like I said, I'm not here to be a nice guy, although I want to be a nice guy. I'm here to present the best possible channel to you, the best possible content, to make the best possible content and present it to you in an enjoyable way. And if I can't do that, if I can't get the views, something's wrong. I need to reevaluate and pivot. And that's what I think where we are right now. And Robert says, then it's a hobby if it's not the right financial return. Personally, I really enjoy the channel. I love doing it. I do it because of the passion. I didn't do this. I didn't get into this to make money because I have a full-time job and I get paid well. That's not the issue. The issue is when it starts to become, I put a lot of time and effort into these videos. I put money into this, resources, and then and people don't watch. And there's a number of reasons for that. And then I have to figure out, well, why are they not watching? Is it the thumbnail? Is it the content? Is it the way I'm telling the story here? And that's all stuff that I'm working on a constant basis. If you think that this is easy, if you try to do it, you'll see this is extremely hard. To get to 100,000 subscribers was a big task. To get to 20 million views was a big task. And right now, the algorithm is very, very difficult to crack right now. So case in point, my video this morning I released has about 1,200 views, which is good. I mean, listen, 1,200 views is still 1,200 views. And I released it, 6 a.m. Pacific time this morning. So that's been pretty good for about 4+ hours. That's not bad, but that's actually doing better. But a live stream right now, I'll get about 100 people or so watching concurrently, and then maybe the replay, I'll get another 3,000-4,000 views, and that's it, right? So there you go. It is what it is. Andrew offers excellent free content to us. Why should he lose money? It's not that if it's not working, it's not working. So I need to pivot, right? Money will help me get better products. The money's good to help keep this going, keep the lights on in this big studio. And again, I'll show you the studio when I get a chance. But right now, it just doesn't make any difference in terms of if I'm spending money, but I'm not getting the views, why should I continue to pour money into a losing cause, right? Doesn't make any sense. I have somebody I could get it for the Legion 5 Pro. But it's still in development. They didn't release it yet. At least I'm not aware of, at least according to my source. Yeah, there's a lot of channels, but good channels, there are very few good review channels for laptops. Very, very few. There's maybe a handful, 5. I would count 5 at most, if that many, including myself. And I do include myself as a real reviewer. Hey, Jason, can't wait for the redesigned body for the MacBook Air M1. Yeah, me too. I need to redesign. So does the iMac. I can't wait for that redesign as well. When it's offered to me, I will hop on it. You know that. All right, we got 120 likes. We got 86 people watching, a pretty decent turnout. Again, people came to see, I guess they came to see this. This is the, let me close the Nano. Let me put it there. This is the 12.3-inch display on the X12 Detachable, and it's been pretty good so far. Now, I'm going to do my first video on this, probably dropping that tomorrow or Tuesday at the latest. The M1, my experience with the Mac Mini M1, rather, will drop this week as well. All the reviews for it are ass right now. I don't know which one you're talking about, James. I'm not sure which laptop. I like your pragmatic and realistic approach. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Fly Guy. That means a lot. Yeah, I look at some of these stuff. I stopped watching a lot of tech reviews, so to be honest with you. I stopped. I can't watch this drivel. It's not great. is the X12 11th gen. Yeah, so this is 11th gen, Fly Guy. 11th gen Core, this particular unit that I have, the Core i5 1135D7 with integrated Iris Xe graphics. I will get to that, James, when I can get a review unit. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely liking this 11th gen on this one. One of the reasons I wanted to take a look at it as a Surface Pro 7/7 Plus competitor, this really does fit the bill. And I got to say, I love the ThinkPad. Now, if you remember, I looked at the X1 tablet years ago, got about 200,000-300,000 views on it. So people were very interested in it. This is the logical successor to that right now. You can see the power button on top there. And I like it a lot. I like the fact that you can get it with LTE, the wireless WAN capability. It's optional, of course. A couple of negatives. There's no SD card or micro SD card on it. There is Thunderbolt 4 on this, which is great. No Type A port on this either. So, not, you know, again, Surface devices don't have Thunderbolt. This does, so it's a give and take when you look at between the Surface 7 Pro 7, 7 Plus, and the X12 Detachable. Excuse me. Yeah, that I agree, Deepak. Lisa's excellent. Everybody, yeah. Everything else is just more of the same paid stuff, you know, like influencers or whatever you want to call them. All right, so you just bought the Surface Pro X SQ2 in the mail. I think it's a SIM card slot, pen in the keyboard, Edge in the browser was upside for me, but overpriced. I actually, Jason, so funny you should say that. I actually picked up a Surface Pro X with the SQ1 for about $500 on Renewed on Amazon, and I'm going to have that in the studio. I want to do a follow-up on that. And I didn't see, from what I understand, there wasn't a big difference between the SQ1 and the SQ2. So I wanted to see how it's fared here in 2021 as a follow-up, another different kind of long-term look at it. Remember, I did my review on it about a year and a half ago, a year and change. So I'd like to see where it is. Yeah, I like Lisa's great. I don't know her, but I've always admired her and respected her work. She's excellent. And obviously, by the size and of our following, it's definitely warranted. That's for sure. All right, so 99 of you. Let's get 100 people. Come on. We got to break that 100 streak here. That 100 mark, rather. All right, let's see what other questions we can talk about. Yeah, Jared's a good guy. I like him. Jared's good. He's got a really nice channel. You got it, Santiago. That is right, Kisara. This is included at no additional cost. Got a little loop here for the pen. So what I do like about this is the fact that they do include the keyboard and pen, no additional cost. Some of the things you have to consider when you're buying a Surface Pro device is the fact that it is extra accessories that you have to pay for. Let's see here. Surface Pro X is great, but the VPNs don't work, and I absolutely need that. Yeah, see, again, it depends on what the right tool is for the right person and for the right task, right? So not for everybody. But I'm going to revisit the Surface Pro X just to see where we are price-wise, how it's held up, how's the Windows on ARM when you relate it to something like M1, which is an ARM-based chip as well. And those are the things I want to start doing. People, smash those like buttons. I agree with Lethal Emperor here. Please smash those like buttons. Helps get it spread out over YouTube. What are the specs on the cameras? So, and I went over earlier, Kasara, but what you're looking at on the back is an 8-megapixel 1080p camera. On the front, you're looking at, and I can show you here real quick for those that are joining late, is a surprisingly good 1440p camera, 5-megapixel camera on the front. It's hard to show it to you in a live stream, but you got to take my word for it. Not bad. Not bad considering how bad they've been so far. So you got it, Kasara. So one of the positives of this device is how good the cameras are compared to how lousy they've been on all the other more of the same laptops I've been seeing lately. Yeah, I like the Surface Pro X, and that's one of the reasons why I'm taking a renewed look at it. I want to see where we are. You know, I would say that about some of the others, but this one isn't too bad. It's hard to show it on the live stream, but this is in the right direction, a step in the right direction. They need to promote this more. I want to get the glare on it. Five out of 8. What is that? 5 and 8. 5 megapixels on the front, 8 on the back. Is that what you're talking about, Jen? I think that's what you're talking about. All right. Yeah, I paid $500. Now, I don't know what condition it's in. Let's be clear. It's the SQ1. It's the older one. It's the entry-level 8 gigabyte. I think it has 128 gig. I don't care about the storage, to be personally, for what I need it for. But I think I paid a little bit over $500 on Amazon. I don't know what condition it's in, to be honest, in the renewed thing. And I also picked up a used or pre-owned combo keyboard and slim pen for another $118. So all in, I think about, with tax and everything, about $700 and change. But I wanted to revisit it, Jason, just simply because let's see how ARM is held up for Windows. How is it looking when you compare it to, say, something like the M1? Where are we price-wise? Because I really like that thin bezel design better than the Surface Pro 7. Why? That's the million-dollar question. Why does a phone have a better camera than a laptop? That's a million-dollar question. It could be price, I guess. I don't know. The total package weight, I went over it earlier. You could see the specs. With the keyboard, you're looking at, I'll tell you right now, tablet only, 760 grams, 1.67 pounds. With the keyboard, 1.1 kilograms, so 2.4 pounds. So the sound and pen rejection. Now the sound is decent, not great. And the palm and pen rejection is working okay. I'll talk more about that in the video. I got to leave something for the video. Fly Guy has used both the 16 gigabyte Pro X and the 8 gigabytes, and he did not notice a difference. Yeah. So, and from what I'm hearing, and I think there's even a class action lawsuit, the SQ1 versus the SQ2, there's basically no difference from what I understand. I could be wrong, and I wanted to hear more about that, but I went with the SQ1 just of the price. What can I get here in the first part of 2021, Surface Pro X? How cheap can I get it, and what condition will it come in? It could make for an interesting video. Yeah, I love the quality. And there's no question it's a premium device. There's no question. And I don't know what condition it'll be in. Remember, I got it, so it could have scratches. It could have all kinds of things. I don't know. And again, I think I have 90 days to return it or whatever it is. But I'm just curious to see what you can get and how far you can take it with this. Minor spec bump from what I read that. And I think there might have even been, and correct me if I'm wrong, there might have even been a class action lawsuit regarding that as far as deceiving the customer. I don't know anything more than that, but I didn't hear a big performance difference between the two. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not an artist, but I can start doing more of that. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lethal. And see how the battery will last. On this one, I don't know. On the this one is looking decent. I'm thinking 8+ hours for sure. I don't know right now, but I still need to do testing as I just took delivery of it about 24 hours or so ago. So give me a little bit of time. As far as the Surface Pro X, I did a review on that. I didn't remember the battery life being that outstanding, but again, I don't know what the SQ2 in terms of battery life. Maybe Jason can tell us when he gets his. All right, so where are we? We've got 86 people, 126 likes. That's good. I like to see that. That means you like it. Good. Anything else? Where are we at? An hour and almost hour and 25 minutes. was a good one today, right? Gave you a little direction of where the channel is going to go going forward. Again, I'll be more discerning. I'll do a lot less of these more of the same videos because they're getting kind of tired with Intel right now, and I want to see some other stuff. So we'll see how that's all going to go. All right, are we done? Let's see if there's any other questions. Let's see how the video's doing. Let's see here. Let's go to the analytics real quick. So it looks like it's a pretty nice live stream here. All right. So Jason's saying that the SQ2 battery life, decent from YouTube reviews if using new Edge browser. Yeah, that's the other thing I want to see, how the SQ1 with the new Edge browser, what that's going to do in terms of battery life and performance. I'm looking forward to that. That's for sure. I don't have any information, Robinhood Trader, about the XPS upcoming. Obviously, we're getting towards that time where we're going to start to see something from them, but I haven't had any information on that yet. You got it, Lethal. All right, people, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It was a good one. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I really love you people. You are amazing. So I have one of the best tech communities here on YouTube, that's for sure. Some of the most loyal, and I love that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Robinhood. Santiago. Casara, once again, thank you. Thanks to Duck Vision, William. Not going to get to everybody. Kadeem. Happy Sunday, Mark. And I'll see everybody next time. All right. Out of here. Bye-bye.